Okay, we can loot him. Key to his home and his journal. Let's see. My notes and observations. Professor Shakeslock. Circle Otim created terrifies me. I cannot see it. It is blind. But I know it is here. That's true. So he stepped out of it and maybe didn't know exactly... well, he may not have realized that he stepped out of it. And then when he did step out of it, may not have realized exactly where to go to get back in. I know no name for the sense with which I perceive it. When I near its bounds, strange shivers shoot down my spine. This is no pain, but something that stands my hair on edge, like a hedgehog's quivers. A month has passed, and still I stay within the runic circle. I mean, that does raise a lot of questions about how you make that happen. You know, food, water, other basic life processes that you can probably guess as to what I'm alluding to. Nightmares prey on me more and more. Come to fear sleep. I know not how long I can withstand this. I dreamt I had a daughter. This was strange, for I've never had children, yet one came to me in my sleep. It was no older than 10. I wonder if this is going to be someone who is basically symbolic of someone that we do know. She called me daddy and loved me deeply. See it in her eyes. The strangest part of all was that I also burned for her with a great paternal love. Can one possibly dream of someone who does not exist? Can one love such a one? My guess is this is more than just a dream here. This might actually be like a human soul that he was seeing and reacting to or interacting with. I no longer fear sleep. Perhaps Odim has decided to give me peace. That doesn't really seem like his thing. I have no desire to change his mind. My dreams of Amelie, is that the name of the person? The quote-unquote daughter that you met? Give me great joy. My daughter is a good and clever girl. Now my guess is, in that case, he's basically giving you this person in your dreams just to later take her away, or use this as bait to give you the will to keep on living when you're saying that, you know, you're trapped in the circle and feel like you're at your wit's end and may not be long for this world anymore, because how long can someone feasibly stand in a 3x3 circle, or however big this is? A little bigger than that, but I believe she will grow into a wonderful woman. Shame she exists only in my dreams. Not only do I no longer fear sleep, but I now cannot wait for the moment in which it comes. What a fantastic transformation. Sloth? Question mark? If nothing changes, I shall soon try to leave the circle. Well, that might be why. That might be why Gaunter did that. I now know why I dreamt for weeks of the child I never had. It was his doing. Surprise, surprise. This night, my daughter died. What did I say? She caught a strange illness which pocked her whole body with hideous oozing sores. She cried, begging me to help, but I could do nothing. She died in my arms. I awoke soaked with sweat. I remain a wreck, my mind tattered. 3 months have passed since Amelia's death. That means you've been in this circle for at least 4 months? My heart still bleeds, and horrifying visions plague my every moment. I'm a blind man who wishes to see nothing, for utter blindness would be a relief compared to these tormenting visions. I cannot persevere much longer. I've become a deeply unhappy old man. I have now lived within the magic circle for a year. Thoughts of suicide haunt my mind even more often. It would be so simple. I need but step outside the ruins. He knows. As soon as he steps out, Gaunter's going to immediately get him. And Gaunter is basically trying to tempt him to do so this entire time. Oh, man. Oh, man. Gaunter works in evil and mysterious ways. Or, admittedly, maybe not the most mysterious. You can kind of see him coming. But that's beside the point. We did get a key it's just the key to that. Just kind of hoping that, you know, it'd be like a key to a chest of some significance. But perhaps not. Unless there's something over here that we weren't actually able to do. Like this, but I don't think this had anything in it. This was just a non-glowy, non-lootable chest. And on the top floor, there was that one place that was sort of blocked off that we couldn't really loot. But this right here, that's just, I don't think that's ever going to happen. Oh god. I thought we were trapped and we're going to fall all the way down there to our death. We may be stuck. We may have gotten ourselves stuck. I think we are stuck. Probably should have saved before trying to do this. Are there any creative ways for us to weasel our way out of this spot? Because as of right now, we cannot move beyond this headboard here, which is kind of hard to see because of the darkness, but if I threw on a cat potion, you would see what I was referring to. That is what's blocking us. Is it one of Gaunter's traps? It's like Geralt, you step outside the circle. You know what that means. Now you must go. It's like, actually, I think we're stuck. Permanently. The other way, you think? Yeah, like this, but still. We got out. I thought jumping down there would have been too far and we would have died. But apparently not. We are saved. Confirmed. Well done. Thank you, chat. Let us, in that case, let's save. Seems like that might be a useful thing for us to do. And also, why don't we deactivate the cat now? There we go. Okay, so now we'll head out. And so that was technically all optional. I think it's interesting to bear in mind. We did not need to go there. And, you know, if we hadn't, then how would things have changed? Well, presumably we would not have known the preferred way to take out Gaunter by beating him at his own game. The sly tricks. Now, would we have still had the option of trying to do something like that, even if we didn't technically know that to be the case? Maybe. Maybe just by, you know, intuition or coincidence, we might have been able to make that happen. Also, wasn't there like a big double door that we went through? Was it not that? Oh no, SHANI gave us like the rope that got us in. How do we get out? That's the main quest. No dotted line to bail us out here? Because I remember came in right around here. Maybe it wasn't technically through that. It's through this. It's like we were sneaking around here, trying to avoid the guards there. But no one was in this general area. Is it this, like, sort of spot here? Hold on. We go in here? I mean, after getting stuck in that previous location, I'm a little bit hesitant to weasel our way into corners that perhaps we aren't supposed to be in. It feels like a bad idea. Like, actually, though, how do we get out? There was this tower here. This is a pretty big drop-off. There was this opening. We just jump in the water? Maybe we just jump in the water? Let's jump in the water. Kids, don't try that at home. That is extremely dangerous. But I guess it works. I guess it works. So, yeah, like, would we have had the chance to still have that option to negotiate, or I guess maybe negotiate's not necessarily the right word, but try to do one of those tricky deals with Gaunter and outwit him had we not met this guy? Maybe, maybe not. It might be that that option only becomes available to us after we do go out of our way to do the optional quest and talk to him.
Hey, Whitey, why'd your hair go white?
Or, you know, it might just be that it gives you... Those options were always available, but now that we know that, it's sort of like a hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hey, you should probably make sure that that's the approach that you take, because that is the only way to rid you of Gaunter. Let's quickly... Oh, I thought that was the bench. It was not. Excuse me, I was told that there were... Do you have a whetstone and an armor bench, or is it actually just an indication that the blacksmith himself is here? Maybe it's just that? We did pick up a little bit of stuff from the witch hunters and whatnot. Let's sell that real quick. Don't accidentally sell this. I almost did that. That would be bad. And then maybe even break down the Dimeridium shackles that we picked up recently that I was saying can be a nifty thing to do that. Well, we only got one of them, but sure, get some glowing ore out of it. I think that's probably a good thing to do.
Farewell.
Okay. So, the other thing that we could potentially do before we head over to the other part of the main quest would be that SHANI said, hey, I'm still going to be packing up before I head out, so if you want to stop by, then you can. And I was a little bit unsure how to react to that, because like I was saying, kind of felt like she was giving us the whoa. What? They're mercenaries? Hello? Where do you guys come from? Get whacked. What? Random, what? Who is this lady?
What the devil?
Dora?
You.
Why?
I vaguely
How
remember.
many distressed damsels have you rescued of late?
Dora, yeah.
I believed I was special.
Really do you manage to fight on your own, or handle that myself too? I mean, it seemed like we did the vast majority of the work there, because there were several of those guys that we just slapped on the head with a shovel, and they went boop. And then there's only one guy that you started to punch, and I think ultimately we still took him out too. So I think we actually did everything here. But I was surprised to suddenly see what I initially thought was just a random civilian throw a punch or something like that. I was like, what? And I saw you're actually named, and Dora, yes, you're the person who we walked back to your house or something a little while back.
You actually do manage fine on your own.
One thing I've learned is that you either let the lads beat you, or you learn to beat like the lads.
So long.
Alright.
And work on your guard a bit. You're dropping it too low.
And I think we got one experience point when we did that. Walked her back to her house, and one experience point this time round for fighting those guards with her. So, well, didn't get much out of it, but still interesting. See that all the way through to the end. She's just chilling here now.
Defend us from monsters.
Oh, okay. But yeah, to complete that thought about SHANI, she was saying how, like, hey, I'm gonna be packing up for a little while here before I head out, so if you want to stop by to say goodbye, then you still can. And I was a little bit reluctant to know, or uncertain as to how to react to that, because I couldn't tell if that was honestly just a simple, straightforward, hey, if you want to say goodbye, this is the best time to say goodbye, or if that was also meant to be like a, hey, Geralt, you want some one-on-one time? Then this is our last chance. And interested in the former, not the latter. So it might be that even if we do visit her and she starts to try to put the moves on us, that we can at least be like, Shani, thanks, but no thanks. So I think we give it a shot, and then if things do start to get, do start to go in that direction, then we'll just try to be a little bit more upfront with Shani, be like, sorry, but no thanks. That's kind of what I was saying with the whole, we're torturing Shani a bit here, giving her some very mixed signals.
Did you see those poor wretches who fled begging?
Kind of curiosity is, well, Beard here? It's not. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering. Or is that it? There? No, it's not. Okay. Also, where is Shani's place? Is there an actual quest for it? There is not. So I know we were just there not long ago, but it was like, wasn't it actually right where we just were, or thereabouts? It's actually behind us right now. Is it, this one? It might be this one, and then we kind of have to go around back to enter. This looks vaguely familiar. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so let's save here. I mean, you say that, but it's pretty true. Like, Geralt is many things. And, well, someone who is very aggressive in pursuing women is definitely on that list. And there are definitely many people who are very interested in spending some time with a Witcher. But let's chat it up a bit with Johnny here. Let's at least see if we can say our goodbye before she heads out. We can play Requient! What? That's a game changer. Dude, lots of things we can talk about, though. These last years. Didn't we ask her about this, though? This is not grayed out. But I'm almost certain we already asked her. We'll try it. Might be old news, though.
Talk. Tell me where you've been, what you've done since you left Vizima.
You mean after you left Vizima with Triss?
Oh. It's like,
Well,
yeah,
the
I
piece was
remember you
brief,
picked Triss
but
over me. That is
I
true.
used it well. Went back to Oxenfurt, completed my doctorate, then I believe I did time in every field hospital and medic's tent north of the Yaruga.
Never could stand to be idle.
I'm not a witcher. Not likely to live 150 years. My time's much shorter, so I try to use every bit wisely.
Always did know what you wanted.
True. Nothing's changed in that sense.
Oh. Depending on, how you read that. The whole always know what you wanted, nothing's changed in that sense. You could interpret that to mean any of a number of things. Obviously, just generally speaking, that's true, and is largely the reason why I did not want her to feel like she needed to stick around just for us, and that she should instead pursue what she feels like is her calling in helping people on the front lines in Kedwin. But also the whole, like, hey, Geralt. Yeah? Let's do Gwent, or... yeah, let's do Gwent first, I think, and then this being the yellow text and the more plot-relevant text is probably the bigger thing that we want to chat with her. So we'll finish with that instead. So, Gwent first.
You know, been wanting to ask you something.
Ask me now.
How about a round of
Just
Gwent?
Curious. You ever play Gwent?
Oh, Geralt. Geralt. Of course I play. What else is there to do come evening when one's among soldiers? Come on, let's lay them out.
Alright, so bring it on, Shani. We do have the new cow card that we got at the wedding, but we've not yet had the chance to use it. I don't think, or maybe we've done 1 or 2 matches since getting it, but we've never actually drawn into it. So, I think we would like to find some way to make that happen, right? But what deck would we like to play here? I feel like it's maybe been the longest since we did Nilfgaard. I could totally be wrong about that. Could definitely be wrong about that. Thought we did Scoia'tael most recently. And maybe Monsters too. And then Northern Realms, of course, has been our most common deck. So I think for that reason at least, let's go with Nilfgaard here. And we're trying to add in our cow here. Does mean we can dump someone else. Is there anyone in particular that we feel fine removing? Like normal 6 strength boring dude? You'd probably be one of the first to go. Or alternatively, still here? Or did we already dump her? You know who I'm referring to. You know, don't act like you don't. Yeah, she's not here anymore. We get rid of the random 6 strength dude. You know who I meant. You know who I meant. Alright, and then our leader ability. I know we got some recently. And we experimented with them a little bit. So let's just do a quick double check here. Draw a card from your opponent's discard pile. Yeah, I think it's a cool one. I like it. Has high potential as for whether it's actually going to be good or not. Depends, of course, on what your opponent's using. But let's try this out. And she's Scoia'tael. Okay. And does mean that melee and or range are probably most likely. Oh, we got the cow. Awesome. Okay, love that. So we will get a chance to test that out. Got 1 medic. Got Gaunter, and okay, so Gaunter himself summons the Gaunter Darknesses with his muster. Is that the order, or is it the Gaunter Darknesses summon everyone? I think it's the Gaunter will summon all the other Gaunter Darknesses. Is that right? And other than that, we got good stuff happening here. Gaunter summons everyone. Okay, so we should dump you. Get a decoy. We could double play the medic, or I mean, no obvious alternative here. Do we have any spies right now? I mean, we could steal spies potentially. Though Scoia'tael doesn't have many. I think that means either Commander's Horn or Biting Frost would be the other things we'd be looking to remove here, and we may not have any melee units outside of Geralt's. We do have some good range units, so yeah. The melee nerf is fine. Commander's Horn, we could also probably use the range row, so I think we actually just keep this. Maybe just don't use our last mulligan. Oh wait, when did we get Scorched? I don't remember that. But, I mean, that works too. Okay, Dandelion is not much by himself, but he is potentially dangerous, of course, because he will buff everyone else in this row. Now, remind me what leader ability you have here. Oh, and this is actually going to be very powerful against us. If they have a bunch of agile units in the melee row, and then we use our melee nerf, then they can use their leader ability, move them all to the range row. Suddenly, they're all doing much better. That being said, Dandelion does need to be in the melee row. So, I mean, they can move out of the melee row to avoid the nerf, but then they're going to avoid the doubling from Dandelion. So, I do think that the melee nerf is going to be very effective here. Just a matter of the timing on that. Gaunter's in the siege row. Are the Gaunter Darknesses also siege? I don't remember if they're in the same row or not. But I think, at least to start things off here, we'll usually go with a hero that probably still stands here as our go-to strat. Could have potentially Scorched first, just to remove Dandelion, because he's going to be hard to remove now, because presumably anything they play here is going to be higher than him. But yeah, so now they're going to get doubled. And we will we'll use the melee nerf. It's just a matter of, do we do it now, early, when if they have any clear weather, then they're going to obviously use it immediately? Or do we try to save it late on when maybe they're less inclined to use that ability? I don't know. Oh, I accidentally exchanged Commander's Horn for the Scorch. Okay, that's what it was. I mean, that's... Could probably deal with it either way. They're both similarly effective cards. Situationally very good, but potentially can backfire on you a bit, or at least do next to nothing. So... I guess we'll go for it now. I don't love doing it this early, because I do have a lot of time to plan around it. Either leader ability, or, oh, that's not great. Playing more cards that need to be in the melee row. But then again, you are a hero, so you're unaffected by it, and you are still going to boost people in the melee row by 1, so it's kind of a workaround, I guess. Now, I think we... See, their highest unit is 4. Gauntlet Darknesses are 4s, right? That means we'd be tied for the highest unit. Scorch would remove 2 of ours, 1 of theirs, because we have 2 Gauntlet Darknesses. It's not great to do that right now. We'd like to wait for them to play something in the range or siege row first. And I think that also means we're probably looking at playing another hero here, unless we go with the cow. I did not realize the name of the ability was Summon Avenger. It's pretty awesome. Maybe I did note that previously, but that is a pretty epic name for that skill. So I don't know if removed from the battlefield, how important is that language there? Does removed from the battlefield technically mean that it needs to be destroyed? Or does just the end of the round, going from the playing field to our graveyard, does that also count? Like, do we need to be trying to play this in a very specific situation? Or can we just throw them down now, and then worst comes to worst, round 1 ends, the cow will go to our graveyard, and then it will trigger its thing? Hopefully that's the case, but if it isn't, then we do have a decoy, so we could edit undo in that regard. Let's see, they're going to Commander's Horn in the siege row. They don't have anything there right now. That does mean that if we're patient enough, we could potentially get a pretty awesome Scorch off if they play some big siege units soon. So, again, it does mean that at least at the moment we'd probably like to play hero. Actually can't remove it with decoy. Wow. But it only counts in the round end. Is that? It is old geared. It gives +1 to all units in either range or melee row. And you go for range here, so we may see them use leader ability soon. It doesn't look like he has the hero around the hero border around him. I'm a little surprised to see. That is a powerful ability that usually you only see on heroes. I guess Milva has it, and she's technically not a hero either on our side. Or, well, not on our side, but you're Scoia'tael, not us. What's up? I guess, you know what I mean. But, yeah, so it does mean if we were to Scorch, we would remove him. And I think that might actually be worth doing right now, because not only are we removing a 6 strength card, we're also denying them a more effective relocation of future agile units like this guy. So I think we do it. And that's got to be one of their best cards, right? And I hope it's the card we get if we beat SHANI here. Okay. Yeah, now you're going to play Gaven in the range row anyway, just because it's not nerfed. Now, you have passed us, but now that you have a 6 strength unit out there, Gaunter should be safe. And the other ones are in the range row. Oh, actually, we... 3 of them? I thought we only had 2 for some reason. That's a bigger play than I'd realized. Okay, well, here is Milva. So we could have potentially scorched Milva, and that would have, of course, been more effective. She's basically the same ability, but 10 strength versus Old Geared. Same ability, but 6 strength. But I think we pass here, because we're on 34 points, they're on 33. They've already played one more card than us, so that means that if they want to win round 1, they have to go 2 cards down. That should be a pretty sizable advantage that we can use to easily take round 2 in all likelihood, and then perhaps even still have card advantage in round 3. So this could be a nice difference maker here. And they'll use their leader ability, to optimize. That brings people into the range row, and it's just enough for them to pass us. And look at that! We get the bovine defense force is what becomes of the cow. They're going to use your medic to get back Milva. That is a very strong play. And that is probably the card we would like to use our leader ability on to deny you the opportunity to do just that. With our medic, we can double play with decoy. Let's just think about what we want to do that with. Don't have any great options here. Because Gaunter's not going to trigger his muster to get units back from the graveyard. I assume if we couldn't decoy the cow, then we probably can't medic it either. So if we can, then obviously that becomes our best option. You can remove it, but it's a waste, because then you just don't get the bovine defense force, so why bother? Yeah, I think... This is kind of a tough one. We might want to go with our leader ability here and take Olgierd, partially just to deny them the opportunity to play him with another medic, because Scoia'tael does have a lot of medics. And that would be enough for us to pass them here, and we do have future range cards that we might end up playing. So we would have some synergy as well as just being a 6 strength body, which would be enough for us to pass you in 1 turn here. So let's do it. Like I said, ideally it would have been Milva that we would have taken. Yeah, they'll pass. And that means we... I think we do probably play Olgierd here is the lowest or the weakest unit that we can play while still passing them. Unless we go medic and get something back. We can medic the cow, and it's a good move. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, so if the cow triggers a second time at the end of this turn after we medic him, then we would like to medic the cow now. Does mean we're going to have to play a few cards here, but we get some carryover value. If we're getting 8 strength in round 3 from playing the cow in this round, then it is worth it doing that here. Let's bring the cow back. And problem is that's not yet enough. But I think what we do is we medic out of, or we decoy out of the medic, and then we play Olgierd, and that'll actually give the cow strength. It'll be pretty funny. Let's do this, and then this. Got a damaging cow, and that is enough now for us to take round 2, and then we will, of course, have the round 2 of the cow spawning in one of these guys, so that'll be basically an extra card for round 3 in that regard, in addition to having a medic. Basically playing another card as well, which may end up being Olgierd. And we go first, yeah. So, thinking we medic into Olgierd in the melee row to boost you. Actually, I mean, range would be a little bit better because we're going to have more range cards out here. My concern is that at the moment, this is a very obvious Scorch target. And nothing we do is really going to change that here. I think let's just play Geralt for now. And just see what SHANI has left for her last 2 cards. Well, that backfired. Okay, fair enough. you would not have been able to use the dragon effectively had I not played Geralt there, but admittedly, that is not the card that I thought you were going to have. I thought you were going to have a normal Scorch. So, does the Bovine Defense Force go to our graveyard, or does it cease to exist? It ceases to exist. Okay, so, mistakes were made. But, you know, I couldn't see Shani's hand. How was I supposed to know? So, I think we medic now. And with said medic, we bring back Old Geared, except we're going to put him in, ideally, yeah, Ranger, although we actually don't get the choice. It just randomly did go to the correct one, though. That's nice. They'll pass. I think that last one was a Scorch, and they just opted not to use it because they have the highest non-hero card out here. Then we throw you down, and this is clearly enough to take it. So, take that, Shani.
Oh, you're good. So good, I'd say you spend more time chatting up folk for games than you do on serious matters.
Nah, got lucky, that's all.
Likely. But here,
She's like, yeah,
I
it's the only way you
dare
could
say
ever beat
a
me.
formidable card from an old friend. So you won't have to rely entirely on luck.
Yeah, it is Old Geared. Okay, cool. I do think he's going to be a nice addition. Solid card. But, the part we were waiting for was this question here. Well, observation or conversation opener. The wedding. You know, we did have that... We did spend a lot of time together. You know, we were kind of sitting on the sidelines as Vladimir was taking control. But then there was also the part at the end, so I'm imagining this will probably circle back to that at some point.
Gotta say, wedding was a great idea. Rarely have a chance to rest, get away from it all. Did me good to do just that.
Oh, I'm a medic. I tend to know what I'm doing when I prescribe something.
Hope Vladimir's antics
All right.
weren't too annoying.
Fair enough. You want to call that a prescription?
Peculiar man. Ghost, true. But I found him likable. Wager he was a real hoot when he was alive.
Should do it again sometime. Except with no ghost possessing my body.
Preferably,
I'd be
yeah.
glad to.
Although, then again, that was a lot of the entertainment factor, right? Would not have been the same experience without Vladimir. Definitely not. Is Geralt capable of being the life of the party when he is not possessed by a ghost? I don't know. I would say the statistics are not in your favor here, Geralt. You may actually need to be possessed by a ghost for the next party. Hate to say it, but it may be true. And also, that may actually be it. I mean, definitely good to stop by to player at Gwent and pick up a pretty sweet card, I think. Or at least a solid card. But, I suppose we may not have much else to say.
See you later.
Okay. Cool. So glad we got the chance to say goodbye to Shani. And now, I believe we are in the clear to meet Old Geared, and I think stuff is about to go down, right? I mean, we just got the inside info on how to take out Master Mirror, and I think that's no coincidence. Probably means it's about to turn into that final confrontation right here. Okay, so there's several options here. I think maybe Vidaris. We can hit up the armor table and grindstone on the way. I don't actually know if we're gonna fight Gaunter, because, you know, we were just talking about... Oh! Hello! Where did you guys come from? That's a big Alghoul. They always that big? Hold on. Blow up on the Alghoul, please. You almost killed it. Thank you. Please stop healing. I would like to axe you as soon as we get the chance to do so. We've now axed you. You are now dead. Now, please blow up on your friends. Yeah, was this the place that was just constantly overrun with these guys? Even after we fought what, many waves of them? Kinda, sorta? I think so. Yeah, I do recognize this place now. Okay. Mission accomplished, though. Got that stuff all primed and ready to go.